Have you ever wondered how to connect with your pet in spirit? Does it feel impossible or that you have to have special talents to do so? Hi, I'm Tami Hendrix. I'm an animal communicator, medium, and healer. Welcome to my channel. I'm glad you're here. Today, I wanted to share some simple ways to connect with your pet in spirit and reach them in the afterlife. Oh, and did I mention that you already hold the key to unlock that spirit door? I lovingly refer to that key as animal communication hack number 1, your memories. If I asked you to tell me about a favorite memory with your pet, would you be able to? Would it drop in immediately, or would you have to really think about it? Maybe there's so many you have to sift through them all, but what pops into your mind first? Is it an image, that snapshot moment you remember? You're connecting with your pet in spirit when you do this. And you might not realize this, but you have to drop into a living energy field to actually retrieve it. And most likely, that memory activated your heart, made your heart smile, and gave you direct access to your pet in spirit. Memories are created in the moments of our lives. Therefore, they have an aliveness to them, even if we have to retrieve them from the past. It's interesting because after our pets pass, what's left are our memories of them. And while that can be super painful, it also represents our connection to them. In my work with clients, I frequently hear, the memories are just too painful. I get it. It depends on which memory we're talking about as well. But what if you didn't have any memories of your pet to reach for? I ask them usually. What if your memories of them were wiped clean? Wouldn't have any pain, right? No memories at all. Would you want that instead, I ask them? Well, they look at me as if I have 3 heads, and as if the very thought is offending and absurd. And they usually say, of course I'd rather have the memories, Tami. Yes, we would. I have another question for you. If you were asked at the end of your life, what's your favorite part was? What was the best memory you have? What would it be? Do any of you remember the City of Angels movie and that beginning scene where the little girl's passed? Her parents are crying, and we see her walking off hand in hand with an angel. Do you remember what he asks her? What is the best part, he asks her, and he's very curious. She thinks a minute, and then she says, pajamas. What a sweet image. What a sweet memory. What if you asked your pet that same question? What would their favorite part be? What we long for after they are gone is to feel close to them. That often takes the form of turning our memories into memorials. Ways to remember them, I call memory makers and memory markers. Your direct line to spirit. How do you turn memories into living memorials that carry their energy forward? How do you dip into that wellspring of living energy to connect with them? A great way to jumpstart the process is to create a superstar card, a card that lists all their attributes. So you'll want to write this down. So I'm going to give you a second to grab a pen and paper while I tell you how this idea actually came to me so that I could share it with you. So a few years ago, I was thinking about how we often don't tell the people in our lives, the animals in our lives, how important they are to us. Occasionally we may say, thank you so much, but do we really tell them the gifts they shared with us, that we received them? And that usually comes after they're gone. How much we appreciated them, all the things they gave us, the pieces we're going to take with us. And so I had the idea of a card drop in, and it lists all the attributes. So let me share the card. Are you ready? Hopefully you have all your supplies. So think about your relationship with who they were, what their personality was like, what funny things did they do, how would you describe them to someone? And you're going to want to make a list of all these. And in a minute, I'll share one I did for Murphy. So you'll put the full name on a list, and then you'll put the nicknames of like anything they went by, and then their personality. What was their personality? And then what were they best known for? What was your favorite memory of them? Did they have any quirky habits? You know, all of our animals do something super funny, something that is signature to them. I can think of so many. Bean would, I'd look at her and she'd look at me and I'd point my finger and she'd come over and then she'd start dancing with me. I didn't teach her that. That was a game she created herself. It was such a sweet thing. In summer, she hugs. She literally will get up and I'll say, Summer, give me a hug. And she hugs. And it's not necessarily quirky. It's like special habits, if you know what I mean. The next piece on the list is Nobel Prize. This would be the award that you would give them for outstanding qualities. And then this is fun, starring in. If they were the star of a movie, what would it be? What character would they play? Make it up if nothing comes to mind, or you haven't seen a movie that you can think of like that. Gifts shared. What gifts did they share with you in their lifetime with you that you've received? Legacy. What's your pet's legacy? What did they leave behind that makes the world a better place? I'll share what I created for Murphy. Murphy Hendrix. Murph is his nickname, a.k.a. the Nibbler. What was his personality? Gentle, kind, and so very wise. He was best known for getting in line again for treats. He'd get his treat, and then he'd go to the back of the line and go right through the line again. Favorite memory, getting up on the counter for pizza. Quirky habits. He loved to nibble sleeves. That's why I called him the Nibbler. Nobel Prize Award, Ambassador of Peace. Starring in Autobiography of a Yogi Dog. Gifts shared, kindness, compassion, patience. His legacy, modeling mindful living. Murphy helped me fill that out, so ask your pet and spirit to help you. You'll feel their energy joining in, and they want to be part of the fun. Trust me, they want to be remembered by certain things that only you would have access to in your memories of them. They definitely don't want to be left out or have you forget all of the many wonderful things about them. They have opinions, even in spirit. There are so many other types of memorials carrying their energy forward. Benches, wind chimes, jewelry with ashes, photo boxes, collars. You know, before the Rainbow Bridge, it was called the Lake Lure Flowering Bridge, was destroyed during Hurricane Helene. It held hundreds of collars and memories, and you couldn't visit without feeling this strong, alive energy of love on the bridge. It was like walking into a love vortex. This was definitely a portal in the form of a living memorial. Here are some other memory markers. So some things you can do. Designate an area or room in your home where the special objects can be placed. Kind of make it their altar. Create a memorial garden and add the special things you find like feathers, crystals, small items that remind you of them. You know, items that trigger special memories. Every time you walk by or touch the special items, you are connecting to spirit. Put a special inscription on a bench or stone. So a few years ago, when I was visiting Vail, Colorado, I felt drawn to a bench and saw an inscription, and on it, it had, in memory of our mother, and then gave the name. And then it said, she will forever love us more than the stars and the moon. She was hilarious. And, on a recent bike ride around a favorite lake of mine, I ran into another bench with an inscription, this time honoring a dog. And it said Maggie, and it gave her birth and death date. And then the inscription, the quote said, "You taught us how to live life as if every day is an adventure." What a great way to say something personal and special and gift what they shared with you out to others. It made me feel like I knew them too. Plant something in honor of them, flower seeds or bulbs, a tree, a flowering bush. I am particularly fond of forget-me-not flowers in the spring and early summer. I often send those to clients whose pet has passed and they plant the seeds. Plants and seeds represent new life, new growth, rebirth. Burn a candle in their honor. Read a special message out loud from you to them. They'll hear you. Your voice carries an energy from your heart. What is it you want to say to them? You'll hear me say this a lot. Identify the gifts they shared with you and take them forward in your life. Live them. What did they teach you? What have you learned about yourself that you wouldn't have otherwise? Tell them now. Live it now. All of these ideas serve as doorways to spirit and are powerful practices for invoking spirit to come join you. You will be able to feel it in your heart and soul. Each one originates from your memories and your knowledge of who they are. And each practice creates a bridge from spirit to the physical world by carrying their energy forward. I would love to hear what things you've done using memories as a springboard to spirit. Please share in the comments. And I hope you've gotten something out of this today that has inspired you to create your own pathway to your pet spirit. If so, like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back next week with more messages from the animals, and I hope to see you then.